Well, hello, my beautiful Cancerians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for the end of October, right through the end of November 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using guide chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. So let us start your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Cancerians, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome, so let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? What do they need to know regarding their career and their money situation at this time? Can you please show them the way? What do they need to be aware of? Can you please highlight the path ahead? So the first card there is the Moon energy, but also we have the Fool energy there as well. So the Moon energy can indicate a lot of you are feeling a little bit uncertain about your industry right now, or perhaps a path. Some of you could be problem solving at this time, but also the Moon energy indicates that you are someone who is super sensitive, okay? But also that's very important because it means that you are instinctive and you are someone who has hunches in the working environment. So when you know, you know. When you feel something is off, or when you feel something is going really well, then of course you will know it. And I feel deep down there is this energy of taking a next step in your career or your industry that actually makes you feel a little bit anxious or a little bit like daunted or uncertain, but actually it is a leap of faith and it's going to bring in a lot of success for you, okay? The Chariot card is all about direction, so I feel like you are powering on through on something, and of course the Chariot card means success, triumph, having that willpower to succeed, to move forward. We've got the Two of Wands there, so you're contemplating, a lot of you are ruminating on your plans, you are looking at how far you've come, you know, how you've made progress in certain areas, but you may feel like you are at a certain level where you're feeling a bit restless right now, or you are expecting some sort of news and perhaps there's been a bit of a delay there. So that news is going to come on in and there is a lot to celebrate regarding that news, okay? Now we have the Three of Wands. Yep, there's expansion here. So yeah, I just feel like there's a new step or an extra kind of like thing that you're about to explore at this time. Six of Swords, you're protected and redirected. We've got King of Pentacles energy. You're focused on your finances. I mean, a lot of you with that Moon energy, and because the Two of Wands actually has a world there as well, it can indicate a lot of you are really focused on the economy, the currency that you kind of use at this moment in time. You may be noticing fluctuations in that because the Moon is a very changeable energy. So you may be feeling a little bit nervous about, you know, the next steps, or maybe something that you're about to launch or build upon, and you just feel economically things are challenging at this moment and you're wondering how things are going to go. Well, I do see that it's very exciting. I feel like you are about to move into new territory in your working environment, and it's actually going to help you align with what you feel like you need in your industry. But also, you know, that Five of Cups, this is giving me a really strong vibe. You know, a lot of people, they see the Five of Cups as like loss or challenge, But I also see this card as things that sometimes feel like a setback are actually a setup for something more rewarding, something more in alignment with what you desire. If you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, there is a figure on the Five of Cups that is lamenting 3 cups that have spilt, okay? So this can indicate that you've lost that loving feeling for something right now, and it's nudging you to transform the way that you work, the way that you see it, or the way that you move through it. But also it can indicate that you feel like things have changed in the working environment and you're feeling a little bit fed up, disappointed, or you just feel like there's shortages and difficulties, but the universe is aligning you with something more complementary to your career path. You know, often behind that figure, there's 2 cups. The figure has not realized this yet, so it's about changing direction or turning around and acknowledging that the universe is aligning new opportunities for you. So I feel there's something new going on here for you right now. Now, this could be a new idea, could be a new way of working, new client, new pathway, new environment, whatever it is, it's new, it feels out of your comfort zone, you're being nudged out of your comfort zone. Certainly this year was all about you coming out of your comfort zone, my beautiful Cancerians. You've been feeling it, but you're protected and directed towards something greater. So this could be a deal, it could be a partnership, could be an alliance out there, but also I feel this is about building a career that is long-lasting and being noticed, being seen, taking up more space in your industry and, you know, really being a force to be reckoned with there. Now, before I start, I'm being given a song. This is a very interesting song, I would say. It's a song, you know, it sounds so familiar to me. It might have come up before. I can't really tell you. I can't remember. So many songs pop up. I'm clairaudient as well as, you know, clairvoyant there when I'm scrying in the water, but I'm just hearing it, so I'm going to give you what I can hear. Turn the radio on. Hello? Is there anybody out there? Help me sing my song. Okay, now this, when I looked it up before, because I'm sure, you know, it has come up, because I'm just now seeing an image of me looking it up before, okay? So this may be many months ago, maybe not for your sign, I'm not sure. It must have come up if I'm seeing myself right now looking it up. It's by Shakespeare's sister, okay? Now, that may be relevant. Some of you may be performers, so you may be like, oh, Shakespeare, this means there's an opportunity coming on in, perhaps to work in that kind of creative field, perhaps, but I feel the song is relevant. I feel there's just this despondency, so you may actually feel right now, especially because I'm talking about the Five of Cups, right? You may feel that it's such a fast-paced environment right now, you may feel like you go unnoticed. I mean, the song was like, turn the radio on. I mean, the radio is all about picking up frequencies, and you're starting with the moon energy, which is very intuitive there. So you may be feeling like you're noticing changes in the industries that perhaps people are unaware of, or that, I mean, there is this energy of like wondering if anyone notices what you're doing. So I get this sense that either you're trying to go off grid under the radar to work hard in silence and, you know, make powerful moves quietly in your industry, or it can be that you are putting yourself out there and you feel no one's noticing, or, you know, you feel you're not seen or respected or appreciated in your working environment right now. And you're like, hello, you know, I'm out here working really hard. You're a building block of whatever it is that you're doing, and you make a difference. The Chariot card is movement and improvement. So I feel like you will be seen, you will be acknowledged. There's a breakthrough here for you. And the moon, you know, the moon is actually an energy of drainage. And what I mean by that is, you know, the moon cannot shine all by itself. So perhaps that song indicates that whatever it is that you do right now, you are trying to get your message out there and you feel you go unnoticed. It's really hard, you're exhausted, and perhaps you feel like whatever it is you do, that you're doing it all by yourself, but perhaps it would be easier if there was like a partnership, because the Five of Cups leaves the person with 2 cups, which means an alliance. So either, and I'm just going to give you some examples, like if you are an artist, it could be that a gallery promotes your work, gets it out there, gets it seen. So that is a co-alliance. If you're a writer, you have a publisher If you're self-publishing, of course, it could be that, you meet with a publishing brand that actually expands your reach, for example. Or if you're an actor or performer, it can be that, a manager or an agent, someone who gets you out there, gets you seen. You know the drill. So for some of you, it could be that even if you're searching for work right now, it could be that you're putting your resume out for opportunities, but you may think about going to like an agency or to a job fair or to something or someone who can help you, because help me sing my song. I mean, the radio is a tool to promote, to get people out there. I'm dissecting the song because it's come through, because it's obviously relevant. But also, the person singing that song says, help me sing my song. So it's like giving you a platform to get your message out there. So whatever it is you do, doesn't matter whether you work in catering, artistry, finances, construction, welding, maybe even like in a warehouse, or, whatever it is that you do, you may feel like you do what you do day to day. You're exhausted. You feel like you're unseen, because the moon is like not just hidden, but it can be that you feel like you go unnoticed in some way, and perhaps you are about to either stumble upon, or you are about to align with someone who can either promote you or get you seen. I mean, if you work for yourself, this could be that you're building a brand or you're building your empire, and you're utilizing social media as a platform to promote you, to get yourself out there. For some of you, you may literally be connected to the radio. Could be that you're like putting an ad on the radio waves to promote your business, or maybe you are someone who works in radio. I'm not sure, but I feel like whatever it is you do, you're very good at it, and you have something relevant to offer the industry that you work in. And this is now about expanding your reach or getting yourself out there, being seen, being heard, and, promoting yourself or stepping up. And sometimes we have to push ourselves forward in order to get the opportunities. So let's just leave that there. I feel that song is very relevant, but it also highlights that something is coming on in here. I mean, also, I'm getting an energy that song can also lean into the energy of economic challenge. I'm going to have to look up that song. But we have these two cards. This card indicates like protection and redirection. And I'm talking about global economic challenge, because you have a Two of Wands there. Okay. So some of you may even be contemplating, is there anywhere better in the world to work where you can sustain more of your finances, or that you feel you would be happier working in? These may be just thoughts at this time, but I do see that even though economically the world is going through some radical changes at this moment in time, Six of Swords says you're protected. It means that you're coming out of troubling times, and the Chariot card means great advancements, victory, some sort of success, being in control of a situation and overcoming any obstacles there. So you could be overcoming a setback or an obstacle or something that's made you feel a little bit low energy or disappointed in some way. But where you experience a setback, I feel it is here that you're being set up for the win. Okay, so if you've experienced something like that, I feel better times definitely lie ahead there. So with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to move away from that song. For those of you who are currently out of work, I feel, of course, the environment has been very challenging, but it's given you a lot to think about. I feel the moon is a very ruminating card. It means that you are contemplating striking out alone, perhaps doing something independent at this time. You're formulating a plan, and I feel like you can do both. But in the meantime, I feel this is about investing in yourself and your ideas and having some sort of structure that can bring in more wealth. So a lot of you could be, setting up your own business at this time. But if you're also putting your resume out there, I feel like you're very invested, very serious about what you do. You have a lot of knowledge, and also you're very practical, but also ambitious. You got a lot of intelligence there, and you are made for success. Okay, so with that Two of Wands, yes, there's been a wait. You've been putting yourself out there. The Fool card is in the resistance position, and the Three of Wands is there too. So it means that, you have had an extra weight regarding the right role, because there is an expanse of opportunities coming on in here for you. But the pause was on purpose with that Hangman, because you are meant to learn new knowledge or new skills during this period in order to either step towards being your own boss or being a consultant or running your own business. But also I feel there is a role formulating for you. I feel it's a process. It's being planned. It isn't quite ready as we move through October, but towards the end of October into November, I feel it's ready. And this is when you will interview for this. I feel like you'll interview for 2 major roles. One you'll turn down. And I feel like you'll turn it down because you find out something disappointing about it. And you're like thinking, oh, maybe it was something, but then I feel like either you read a clause or a contract, or maybe the money isn't right, but you turn something down. I feel also there is one role that you go for that aligns with what you want financially, because the King of Pentacles would not sell their gifts and talents short. So you're valuing yourself. You may even have to negotiate a better deal, but you're getting the money that you want in and around, the ballpark of the money that you want. Okay, you're not compromising your skill set. And the Five of Cups, I want you to be aware that, there will be an interview process and they're whittling it down to the right person. But ultimately, I want you to be aware that, and not to give you ego or to be cocky with it, but I feel like, even at the very beginning of the interview process, you're the person for the job. They already want you for the job. They're not going to tell you that, okay? But shortly over a course of an interview process, you're going to realize they actually want you, okay? And I feel this is a role coming on in that you choose, because I feel like you do let go of something else. There's an agreement here for you, and I feel as you move into November, there's an agreement. You'll sign a contract. You may start a little bit later than the contract signing, because I feel like there's still a process. So it could be that you bag the role or the deal, and then you have to wait for the starting date, and it just gives you time to SWOT up, learn new things, or apply new knowledge, or just get organized and ready for this. And then, you hit the ground running when you're in this role. Very fast-paced environment. And I feel, this will help you build finances. And I feel this is a steady, sturdy role. I do see here that there will be an opportunity to advance in this role way in your future, but you may actually not decide to advance in that role because something better comes along. So that's something that's coming through there as well. Okay, so with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to move away from that energy, but I feel like you're being guided to a specific role that is laid out for you, because financially it is in alignment with what you desire to run your life, but also helps you build wealth. This is a card of building wealth, securing wealth, structuring wealth, and attracting more, being very enterprising there. A lot of you are reaching for some role with status, and this is what you're going to get, okay? I feel like you kind of, because you got a 6 there, I feel like you get the role that you want that kind of aligns with your skill set, okay? So that's coming out there as well. You're turning a page and your finances get infinitely better as well based on this new role coming on in. So I'm going to move away from this energy. Now, for everybody else, the moon energy is, of course, about reflecting on what you want. And this can be that a lot of you want more independence in the working environment. So whether you're thinking about being your own boss or taking your knowledge to run your own business, and, I feel a lot of you, if you are someone who works in a company that is very client heavy or client based or customer based, a lot of those customers and clients, they want to come with you. You're not poaching them. I feel like they choose. They want to come with you. So if you are thinking about going off and running your own practice in any area of expertise that you have, because you do have expertise, this is a card of knowing your stuff. And you may be a little bit hesitant because, of course, you care about what you do, but I feel like a lot of you could do 2 things here, because there's a dog and a wolf on this card. I always say it because it's so relevant. The dog is about loyalty to a cause or loyalty to a role that is consistent, something that you show up to every single day. And the wolf is more explorative. The wolf is independent. So it could be that you're thinking about alternative money-making ideas at this time to complement what you do. And for some of you, with the King of Pentacles, you may think about running a business from the home space. You may even be selling pre-loved goods as a side hustle in order to declutter your home, but also build wealth there as well. But I feel it's more than that. If you run your own business, a lot of you are very established at what you do, and you're contemplating a new path or a new project or a new line to be explored. I feel this is a very highly explorative time for you right now. You're in the planning stages of something, and it's going to give you more financial freedom, whatever it is, when you decide to release it, launch it, or move ahead with it, okay? Now, the Two of Wands, this is your protagonist energy, so it kind of means that, it's day-to-day stuff. This is you being ambitious for more, being a bit restless, but you're still doing what you do, every day. This is you kind of like taking action, but you may be at a stage where you're planning something and you may feel a little bit frustrated that you want to move ahead, but you've not been seeing the results. But the results and the rewards are coming on in, okay? And a lot of you, this could be connected to your financial plans or financial rewards. So if you work for a company and your boss has told you, oh yeah, there's going to be a promotion or there's going to be more money, and you've been waiting and waiting and thought, you know what, it's never coming. Is this going to happen? You may actually have a review or a conversation. And I actually feel a lot of you may be told that there's still a little bit of a wait. It will happen. I want you to be aware of that. But a lot of you may feel a little bit fed up of waiting. So in the meantime, you may find something elsewhere, but there may be a time frame with that as to whether you decide to leave now or later. That's your prerogative. I can't choose that for you. Some of you are going to stay on a little bit. Some of you will temper your energy and leave a little bit later there, but you're going to get the right opportunity. So I feel, you're focused on your finances at this time. And even if you're not thinking about career moves at this moment, I feel on a personal level with that King of Pentacles, you're trying to find a way to protect your finances through either generational wealth structures, or you are looking at, for some of you, pooling your finances abroad, offshore kind of finances. I mean, I don't know anything about that, but a lot of you may be thinking about that at this time. Or it could be that, you are looking at overseas opportunities. Some of you may even be going into real estate or wanting to purchase real estate abroad. For some of you, this could be what you consider a pipe dream right now, because we've got the moon energy, which is a vision. It's something that you would like to happen, but you feel, could it be a fantasy? But actually, King of Pentacles says, no, your thoughts become things. Anything you see as a fantasy right now, you're going to build towards it and you're going to make it your reality. It becomes tangible, okay? So, if you're thinking about going into real estate, or you're in real estate right now, some of you could be expanding, maybe going abroad, or maybe even making money from property overseas, or that's your intention. I definitely see that it's something that will happen there. I mean, a lot of you, aside from this energy, it's business as usual. You're doing what you do. You could be having some delays there when it comes to the chain of command or whatever it is that you work with or for. There's this energy of being fully invested and working really hard in order to be structured, organized, and diligent, because you want to take a vacation. So a lot of you are clearing down workloads. I feel it's an ongoing process. So whatever it is that you clear down, it feels like you're going to be doing the same thing again. Whatever it is that you do, it's like something that could be monotonous sometimes, but it's structure. And it's kind of familiar. But I feel a lot of you, there is this familiarity with the King of Pentacles energy, where you're being very practical and you are utilizing your knowledge to be successful. But I feel like you want more, or you're trying to expand your reach, and you're waiting for the right moment to launch something or move into something or learn something that is going to help you advance, because direction, advancement is something that you are working towards at this time, and you're going to be very successful at doing it. This card indicates that you are responsible, you are duty bound, so you have a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders. You have tasks and things that you need to do. You're going to be very productive. You're optimizing your energy there and where you invest your time. Utilizing, of course, time management there, prioritizing tasks that are important, and sidelining anything that you can come back to at a later date there. But you're ambitious and you're working really hard, and the Fool card is initially in the resistance position, so it can indicate that, initially there's no new things happening, okay? But there is something connected to your plan that is bubbling up or formulating right now, that when you're ready to launch it, it will literally have a ripple effect in your life. So whether this is you being called to independently work or maybe some of you are taking on something seasonal at this time and you're just looking around, and you may feel that we're coming close to a season where you want to take an extra job or an extra source of money there. You may be just keeping your eyes peeled and suddenly something comes along and you're going to love it, whatever it is, but it is something that is seasonal. I feel once it's run its course, I feel then, of course, it's over. You're not going to repeat it. Some people, I did get an energy in a different reading for a different sign that they may be asked on. Now, you may be asked on in this new role if you're taking up a secondary role there, but I feel a lot of you are like, no, I did it. It's what served a purpose, and, I'm done. You just leave it there and you're on to the next. Of course, if you want to stay on, you can, but looking at the energy, it doesn't tell me that. So the majority of you will move on to something more exciting there. But this card, it will go into the upright, which means there is some sort of leap of faith. And if you're a business owner, this could be you launching something new, or it could be you changing something, or you could be revealing something you've been working on in silence for a long time, because the moon is to quietly make some changes, to be in the flow, but go under the radar in some way, and then be ready to be like, here I am, here's what I am about, and get your message out there. It has so much potential. It'll bring in a lot of money. There's a lot of success here. And of course, you're thinking about the money, but also you're going to be really proud of yourself that you actioned something and you made a difference. You're making your mark in your industry. And if you work for a company, I feel like you're building when it comes to your level of advancement. And the Fool card can indicate there's some new hires going on there. And I would say the new hires indicate there is a reshuffle going on in the industry. And I feel a lot of you could be advancing into new roles. It almost feels like taking up new skills or responsibilities that feel a little bit out of your comfort zone that actually will help build towards a promotion. So it could be that you're offered an opportunity to nourish your skill set or upskill in some way, or learn new technology, new software, or new tools. And this will just, really help inform you so that you can do it all, basically. I feel like a lot of you are doing it all already, but there's always room to learn. And the Fool card is very curious. So I feel like you're curious for more in whatever it is that you're doing right now. I mean, even if you're staying where you're at in your company, or if you work in a certain role, it can be that you're curious for knowledge, or you're curious to take on new projects, or just to expand on what you do already so that you can, foster an environment where you know that you are advancing, or you're working towards something that is going to bring a lot of success and reward there. Three of Wands, again, is also that energy of building on what you're doing, expanding your reach. I mean, because the radio song thing came out there a moment ago, I would say this is you getting your message out. So if you do work for yourself, this is promoting yourself, or, aligning yourself with bigger, better opportunities to elevate there, something that you've been reflecting on, because this is a period of reflection for you there. And whatever it is that you're thinking about, you're making it happen, and you're going to elevate, okay? Opportunities come, but you may feel that one in particular is a little bit hot air. Trust your instincts on that, but there is one that really is not. One opportunity that's coming your way is going to help you fly and also transcend above others, any competition or anything. You're going to be the person who's left standing and successful. Also, if you work for a company, I would say there could be some absences where people are either away on a vacation or perhaps unwell, seasonal colds and things like that. And some of you may have to step up and take on some extra responsibilities, holding it all together there. And I feel this again sets you apart as someone who's capable. You could do it all. You can do your work and someone else's. May put some extra pressure on you, which may be frustrating, but I feel it sets you up to lead further in the future. So although it is frustrating for you in the moment, for the long term, I feel this is actually something that sets you up for a win. But looking at these cards, I feel a lot of you are thinking about your short-term but also long-term plans, and maybe even your long-term finances there as well. On a personal level, regarding your finances, King of Pentacles indicates that the money that you're making, like you're getting the sum and then you're portioning it off and utilizing it in the best way possible. You're being really practical with your finances, so taking down debt for a lot of you. Three of Wands in the Resistance position and the Hangman, I would say be a little bit mindful about a due date regarding a payment, because something could get taken out late. And that's maybe something you thought was taken care of. So if it's like a direct debit, for example, where it just goes out on a certain date, there could be a glitch. So keep an eye on things, because I just feel like looking at this energy, it's like you thought this was taken care of, but it doesn't get paid on time. So just be a little bit mindful. You could be a bit disappointed. So for example, if you and I don't know, someone share the rent, for example, you may have paid your amount, maybe your person that you share an apartment with, perhaps they don't pay on time. If you've got like an account it goes into, whatever, it could reflect on both of you. I'm just putting it out there. It doesn't have to just be something to do with you, but there seems to be some sort of delay here that frustrates you, okay? But if this is a glitch that is not connected to you, it's not your fault, because I see a lot of it's not your fault. It's something that gets missed. I feel like you get compensated, or actually, if there's any penalty there, it gets nullified. So, but it may frustrate you because you may have to, spend and waste your time chasing the whole experience in order to rectify it. So that's there. I hate to give you that message, but it is. But the Three of Wands is actually you aligned with your heart. It's very exciting. Where there have been delays, suddenly in the upright, things get moving in the right direction. So if you've been formulating a plan, structuring things, no matter what it is that you're doing right now, I feel like as you move through the end of October into November, things start moving, and then there is a quicker pace in November, a lot of action, a lot of flurry of activity there, and I feel like you're going to be exhausted, but in a happy way, where you got so much done and so proud of yourself there as well. The Hangman always indicates new knowledge is to be had in the situation, so a lot of you may actually, download a course of learning or upskill in some way, or perhaps the company that you work for could give you some training on something, or if you work for yourself, you could actually be expanding your knowledge and your reach by training yourself or putting yourself through a course of learning, because this is about downloading new knowledge. But also, the Hangman energy, especially in the resistance position, it can indicate that some of you feel like you've missed an opportunity or something didn't go your way, but actually there's no such thing as a missed opportunity. What is meant for you will never pass you by, so breathe. Often when something doesn't go your way, or when something is delayed, or when something doesn't happen in the way that you imagined it would, it's because the universe is aligning you with something better. That's literally what the Five of Cups means. It can be that you're letting go, surrendering to what you thought should be, acknowledging what is, and being really real with yourself and saying, okay, it is what it is. And then the universe rewards you and says, but is it? Because I feel with the moon energy, there are hidden forces beyond your human control right now, orchestrating an opportunity towards you that you've worked really hard for, that you're prepared for, that you're invested in, but it comes in a different form, and it actually is more rewarding, more balanced or aligned with you, and it makes you just feel protected, directed. I mean, whenever you're getting a Six of Swords, it means that, yes, you've been tested or challenged in your working environment, but it is setting you up for the next part, which means it's a silver lining, that it's aligning you with something that is more rewarding or more purposeful to help you advance in the future. Many years ago, when things, for me personally, were just falling away, falling apart, and I was like, what is happening here? I was very scared, a little bit nervous, and then suddenly this calmness came over me, and all the things that I really wanted deep down, because it was hard. It's still hard. Life is hard, right? There's so many different levels. There's things that you want, things that you need, and of course, you're working towards both. And then the universe, for me in particular, I was like, oh my gosh, everything I ever knew is just falling away. What am I going to do now? I just have nothing. And the universe was like, well, trust the nothingness, trust the pause. And you're getting a pause, or there's a delay, or something happened here. Trust the process, okay? Because suddenly, and I kid you not, all the things I really wanted deep in my soul that aligned with my heart, that always felt out of reach, suddenly the universe was like, you worked really hard, here it is. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's just coming to me. Sometimes there is a time for action and pushing forward, and then there is a time for being open to receive. And during the pause, it is time to be open to receive. And I feel a lot of you, you've got this sense of direction. So you're pushing on through, but also the universe is saying, let yourself be guided, because we're guiding you as well. Don't push against the energy because we know a better way, or we know an opportunity that's lying in wait for you, or we're trying to align you with a point where you're going to feel more fulfilled and more financially safe than ever before. Okay, so I feel there's a lot of gear shift going on here for you, but they're coming through with like intuition, hunches, ideas, inspirations, and you just know what you need to do next, and you're on course. You're literally on the right path, okay? This card indicates that when you really reflect on your progress so far, because when you're in the middle of something, sometimes it feels like you're just in the same place. But when you look back on how far you've come, you realize actually you've had a lot of accomplishments. And this card tells me that you have, been so successful, that you have had a lot of wins, a lot of experience. You're building on your skill set, on your talent, and there's more to come. This means you're aligned and you are on the right path towards success. And the Chariot card is success. That card literally means a breakthrough. Okay, so I feel trust yourself, trust your vision, trust your talent. It is getting you to where you want to go. And of course, financially, I feel like you're fully invested, but I also feel like Six of Swords means that, you are protected. I mean, these two cards together, with this as a side card, but these two cards together literally means protection against loss, okay? And the Chariot card means great advancements or breakthroughs there, or overcoming an obstacle that you felt like you would lose out on, but actually you gain in, okay? So I would say that there is a flurry of activity, and it's something that you will celebrate and be excited about. Now, because we have the Chariot card as an outcome energy, it does mean there's a faster pace here, but also it indicates that your sheer willpower is getting you to the top of where you want to be. And I would say as well that you're getting moving on your plans. This is a period of action. After pause, the pause was important, but now you are high energy and you're moving forward with great success. You're taking action. For some of you, if you work in an industry where you can be given a company car, I definitely see you getting one. And if you work for yourself, for some of you, you could be upgrading your car or investing in a car there as well. I feel like you find a really good deal. So the price that you initially see on a car, it's a little bit high, but I feel like you find the same car, same kind of like specs and everything like for a lower price, okay? I do apologize for the air traffic that's coming through. I've suddenly found myself in a really busy air path that didn't used to happen, but that's happening now. And every kind of aircraft is coming through. I've had like helicopters, different types of helicopters as well, Chinooks, and like different types of airplane, commercial jets and everything. I'm like, where is the airport? Where are they coming from? But they're flying quite low and it's quite loud. So I do apologize. I do have a microphone. But sometimes I have to shout over that. You probably can't hear it as much as I can hear it, but it's like deafening. Okay, one even shook the building once. Anyway, let's move on from that. But the Chariot card, perhaps this is symbolic for you. Maybe this is about you taking off in some way and going places with your career or your industry. So everything happens for a reason. But that Chariot card as your outcome energy means a lot of success that comes through your consistency, your tenacity, and your willpower, as well as your talent and your knowledge, okay? So I feel like you're heading in the right direction. And the Six of Swords, I feel, is an energy of tests. So some of you could actually be getting new knowledge where you take a test, or perhaps you are in training for something to enter new pay grades to increase your finances, because a lot of you, your money is on your mind. So Six of Swords indicates that once you pass this test, because a lot of you, some of you could even be passing a driving test to, perhaps help advance your business or maybe go into a certain business there. And with that Six of Swords, it indicates you passed the test, so congratulations if that's you. I mean, a lot of you, this could also be second streams of income, that you've been called to navigate a new way of utilizing your skill set to build wealth, and you help yourself and your family build generational wealth there. A lot of you could be looking at financial structures as well that help build generational wealth, whether it's where you live right now or overseas. But of course, these two cards, a lot of you are taking some sort of travel at the end of the month. So you may be working on the go, or you may be, taking a break from work. And that's why there's a flurry of activity to get everything done. It's a testing period because you feel like you have to encompass everything before you take a break. So I definitely see that there as well. Some of you may be training a person while you're away. If you are someone who works for a company, I feel they're going to miss some things. And you're going to be frustrated. I hate to give that message, but it actually means that you are someone who's a real asset, that not everybody has the knowledge and focus that you do. And it means that, you're someone who is necessary and needed in your role, that you go above and beyond, and other people just cannot match what you have to offer. So see it as a secret win. Okay, that's just coming through there as well. Now, some of you, my beautiful Cancerians, of course, home is where the heart is for a Cancerian, but some of you may want to invest in a business or do a business that sees you being more nomadic so that you can work in different places. If you're not doing that already, I definitely see you working towards doing that and being more free with your energy, spending more time with your family as well there. I also see a lot of you that if you are already someone who is very nomadic in your industry, I feel like you may be seeking out environments that are quieter for you to work in, less distraction there. There may be a little bit of busyness. There may even be something at your usual working environment. So if, for example, you're someone who goes to a local cafe to work, and you really love that, it could be that there is some sort of refurbishment, or there is maybe no seats, and you have to go somewhere else. I see some of you having to kind of change where you go, but you actually find a new place that actually is better for you. And you're like, ooh, I'm going to stay in this one instead. So that's coming through there as well. So random that that's come through, but it is what it is there. The Five of Cups, I'm going to pull a card on this because the Five of Cups, this can indicate that it's challenging right now. You feel tested, you're under a lot of pressure, and the working environment is changing. And it feels like there's some disappointing energy. I mean, for some of you, you could witness, foreclosures in your industry or redundancies, for example, and you're just feeling a little bit out there on a limb doing all the work that's been left behind. So if people are being made redundant in a company that you work for, it can be that you're picking up the slack. You're doing more of the work. And it feels like in your team, for example, it could be like, oh, well, I'm the only one left. A lot of you, it doesn't have to be redundancies. It can be that people are off or unwell and you feel like you're the one holding it all together, holding fort as well. But if you work for yourself, if you're your own boss, this can indicate that sometimes it's isolating. Sometimes you feel lonely. Sometimes you don't know the way and you're having to do it all by yourself. You're a warrior, okay? You're the person who gets things done. And if you don't know the knowledge, you find a way. And even though sometimes you doubt or you're worried, this indicates that you still do it scared. You just do it. You feel the fear and do it anyway. And that's so commendable. So congratulate yourself occasionally because you're doing an awesome job. Okay, that's definitely coming through there. I'm going to pull a quick card on that Five of Cups, as I mentioned there, because I see that as a positive. I see that there is an opportunity coming towards you that you are not expecting, that is going to be a nice surprise there for you. Also, some of you could be doing tax time, and you could be weighing up your gains and your losses. We've got the Four of Cups, the Empress, and the Hangman. So the Four of Cups can indicate that same old thing, just a different day. You're kind of not just bored, but you have certain expectations you feel perhaps have not been met. And you've been there, done that. You got the tea, and you want to kind of expand. And the Four of Cups basically is a surprise opportunity, something being offered to you, a gift or reward in some way that helps you expand your reach, expand your money, and feels fulfilling to you. So I would say there is a surprise opportunity coming on in. With the Hangman and the Empress, this can indicate that you move into a promotion because you get new knowledge, or you upgrade your role, or you attract more abundance through knowledge, because the Hangman is the pause to help you either realign with your sense of purpose, but also it can be that, you're downloading and upskilling, and it's going to help you grow in your industry, nurture your skill set so that you can expand your reach, but also bring in more money there. I mean, from a King of Pentacles is you've got the financial structure, you've got the knowledge, you've got the know-how, you've got the talent, and the Empress is like, okay, let's work my magic to expand on that and make it flourish even more. So I feel like knowledge is the key to your success. I definitely see upgrade energy here for you. A lot of you are working towards a promotion, but yes, the Hangman says you have to wait. Okay, I hate to give that message, but it's something that's coming through. And a lot of you, if you've been waiting to set up your own business, I feel like you're structuring, planning it, and you're going to be a great leader. You're going to love it. You're going to work hard for it, but you're going to love it. And the rewards are going to be even better. And if you are already running your business, I would say new knowledge is helping you expand in ways you never thought you would before. And it's going to bring in a ton of money. Okay, you're going to work, as I said, for it, but it's going to bring stability. It's going to bring structure and some sort of financial freedom for you there as well. Yeah, so that Four Cups, feeling unfulfilled, a need to expand. It's like you want more. You're reaching for more. We've got voice. Oh my gosh, we got justice. That song was about the radio, being heard, being seen. So this could be that you are articulating your needs in the working environment, speaking your truth, asking for more, or speaking out to the universe and saying, I want this, I'm working towards this. It's going to happen for you. But we do have unfulfilled, which means some of you may have come to a certain level in what you're doing right now, and you just want to level up. You want to smash through that glass ceiling. So it says here, you could have an emotional attachment to a job that is no longer serving you. Explore your wants and your needs and consider change. If you're unhappy with any income, but you're too scared to make any changes, well, you're about to thrust yourself out of your comfort zone. There is a really rewarding, successful opportunity coming your way, and you're going to embrace it. You're going to run with it, and you're going to be in command of it, and you're going to be successful with it. We also have voice. So this is about, of course, being heard in the working environment, being acknowledged, being noticed for what you're about. Some of you, it may literally be about being on the radio because that song came up, and this is literally, this could be a radio presenter, or, it could be a podcaster or someone who's on social media, maybe a social media platform that you're going to connect to and get your message out there and build wealth that way. But it says, get your message heard and get noticed. You have much to share with the world. Consider careers in radio, public relations, or anything in communications. Sometimes I'll hear these songs and I'm like, what is that about? I have no clue. It's not connected to anything right now. So symbolically, I deconstruct it to understand it and how it could work for your reading. And my guides give me pointers. But then a card like this comes out and like, okay, the radio is actually even mentioned. So it's about promoting yourself, or, putting yourself forward for promotions or rewards or things that you feel that you're daunted by or too worried to ask for. You don't get unless you ask for. So, ask and you shall receive. And it says the only thing holding you back is your inability to speak your truth. Okay, so if you have some hidden, unresolved issues in the working environment, this is a time to diplomatically speak your truth and definitely find justice with that. The King of Pentacles, a lot of you are going to be focused on administrative tasks over the next coming weeks and months there as well. So it could be that you're being really practical, focused on your finances, paying attention to insurance, expiry dates, contracts, definitely signing contracts here. When you have the Justice energy, it connects to the Justice card, of course. So that can mean legal documentation as well as things that you utilize to run your life, okay? And it says here, something in your life needs to be brought into alignment. Your career may be in law, such as the police, the military, or in courts or the criminal justice system. So it can be that you're doing what you feel is right as well for your career. It doesn't have to be those industries, but it can be that you're leading with integrity and success shall be yours. It says, be sure to be honest and ethical in money matters, and you will face the consequences. No, or you will face the consequences there, of course. I mean, all the effort that you're putting in right now, I see that there is a lot of balance for you with that Chariot energy. It means that you're going to have a breakthrough, you're going to advance, and there is a win here for you, something that you will celebrate. So finally, we have blooming with ease and going in style. I mean, there's another Chariot energy here with you, okay? So building towards a luxurious lifestyle is something that is starred for you there as well. But we have blooming with ease. Life doesn't need to be hard, so relax and don't worry. It's okay to rest now. A lot of you are exhausted and in need of that rest, so when you are able to get a break or maybe go for a staycation, maybe it's a day at home to kind of like poodle around the home, get your personal stuff sorted, or just relax. You know, it will recharge your batteries and you'll have more energy to move ahead. Also, we have going in style. So little luxuries help you build up to greater things later. Treat yourself. Obviously, there's some money coming on in that you're going to be able to save or squirrel away or treat yourself with there as well. Some of you, it's an upgrade in a car, or it is purchasing a car through your business or something like that. That's coming through very strongly there. Some of you may even utilize a car, be a courier or something for an extra stream of income. Maybe it's something seasonal. So yeah, that's coming through there too. Aha. So, oh, my guide said go again. I'm just noticing that something popped out there for you, and it's water. Okay, you are a water element, so this is about being flexible, you know, checking in with how you feel about your industry, how you feel about your money. Don't be daunted about the answers. Just, you know, be in the flow and make the changes necessary, because I see a lot of breakthroughs here, and I see you being in command, being in control, and actually building towards something very stable for your future. Also, we have the key. Okay, now the key is all about your destiny, so focusing on your destination point, but also it's the key that connects to the death card energy. And I would say the key is to be open to change, because sometimes there's a way of doing something and we get bored of that. And sometimes expanding our reach, expanding our knowledge, or finding an alternative path, the goal will still be the same, but you are open to change. And I feel that there is an opportunity coming in here that may arrive in an unusual form that at first you may kind of be like, am I happy with that? But actually it is more rewarding than anything you could have imagined. I just feel like a reward is coming in a different form, and when you see it for what it truly is rewarding indeed. Okay, so I will leave that there. I hope something resonates there for you. All because you have a King of Pentacles and a key. Some of you are definitely going into real estate there in some way. So you could be getting keys to something, or this could be extra responsibility in the working environment that sets you up for more rewards later on. So leave it there. I hope something resonates. Thank you so much, my beautiful Cancerians, and love and light.